What's going on, guys? Mad Chad 412 here. Today, I am making a video. We're going to be talking about a kind of an old and overdone topic, but it's a pandemic, and something happened on my Twitter today that made this a little relevant. So what happened today was I was on Twitter, and one of my favorite followers, Hunter Hoodies, sent over a tweet from this guy who has actually me blocked, but I still saw his tweet about Matt Murray. And this was it says, "This was actually said to Matt Murray. Fuck our fans." And he says, this is Matt Murray. All Matt Murray hears every day is about Fleury's better. We went out to dinner when I first moved back here. We were at a restaurant at McKnight Road. This kid recognized him and came in up and wanted an autograph and a picture. Afterwards, the kid's dad looked right at him and said, "You'll never be as good as Fleury, and we'll never win anything with you." I just sat there. Matt says to me, "Yeah, this happens to me 5 or 6 times a day. The city hates me." Over the last 2 years, I realized how true that is. The town hates the guy, and they hate him so bad that Tristan freaking Jari seems like the messiah to people in his town. And Buckley's mess Matt's kinetic so bad I hardly recognize him playing. All right, so a lot to get in there. So first off, I don't even know if this actually happened. I mean, this is just some random shit on Twitter. Who knows? People say they saw so and so at a restaurant, and did a guy really come up to Matt Murray in his face and say this? I doubt it. That said, just do a quick Fleury Murray Twitter search. It's AIDS. You'll see, Matt Murray sucks. Penn should have kept Fleury. Blah 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 blah. And I just don't know why this is still an ongoing conversation. Because yes, Matt Murray was honestly pretty terrible this year. Let's go to stats this year. He was 20-11. And he had an .899 save percentage, which is well below average. He wasn't good. He was a very, very below replacement level goaltender. His underlying stats, like the advanced metrics, are even worse. Okay, let's look at Marc-Andre Fleury. All right, let's look at Marc-Andre Fleury stats this year. Because let's say that you're a Marc-Andre Fleury fan. There's a pandemic going on. You're convinced that if the Penguins would have had Marc-Andre Fleury this year, that they would have been a much better team, right? I mean, obviously, he makes $7 million a year. He's one of the most beloved players in the league. So yeah, you're his fan, right? Okay, Marc-Andre Fleury, a .905 save percentage. That's not. So you got .899, .905. They were both garbage. And the only difference is Marc-Andre Fleury this year had a $7 million cap hit, and Matt Murray had below a $4 million cap hit. So the Penguins would have been paying twice as much for a goalie to have barely better results than a younger, cheaper goalie. And Tristan Jari was better than both. In fact, the Fleury-Murray debate is pretty dumb when you consider the fact that, honestly, both goalies this year were outplayed by their backups. Marc-Andre Fleury was probably going to lose his job for Robin Lehner with the Knights. Robin Lehner was acquired at the trade deadline because Fleury wasn't really that great, and their backups were even worse. So they went out and got Robin Lehner, and Lehner was drastically outplaying Marc-Andre Fleury. And this, by the way, let's say that the season would have continued, right? The pandemic, COVID-19 never happens. If that would have taken place, that would have been the third time in Marc-Andre Fleury's career that he would have lost his job. He lost his job to Thomas Vokoun in the 2013 playoffs. The Penguins barely scraped by the Islanders. They replaced Marc-Andre Fleury with Thomas Vokoun, and Thomas Vokoun played very well and got them to the conference finals. And then Matt Murray, of course, actually outplayed Fleury both years. They were in Pittsburgh together. 2015, 2016, and 2016, 2017. Matt Murray's save percentage was better than Marc-Andre Fleury's save percentage in the regular season and in the postseason on the same team. And in fact, Matt Murray's been in the league 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 seasons, right? And season was kind of like a partial season. And he had a 930 save percentage, 923, 919. Let's look at Marc-Andre Fleury the last 5 years. Okay, so Matt Murray's was higher that year. 2016, 2017, Matt Murray's was higher that year. Fleury's was higher that year. He was this was probably Fleury's best season of his career. The Vegas Golden Knights the first year. Then in 2018, 2019, Fleury had a 913. Matt Murray 919. So Matt Murray edged him out there, and then they were both garbage this year. I mean, we're arguing about two goalies who are probably both a little overrated because we value wins for goalies and cups, but we shouldn't because the fact is these guys were playing on teams that had Sidney Crosby, Evgeny Malkin, Chris Letang, Phil Kessel, and a bunch of other good players that were really well coached, really fast, and you could have probably taken any above average goaltender, and they would have still won those cups with Matt Murray, Marc-Andre Fleury, and a bunch of 10 to 12 other goalies because the Pittsburgh Penguins were just that good. It's just weird, this revisionist history with Matt Murray. Yes, Matt Murray was very garbage this year. There's no defending him, and if he wants a lot of money after the subpar season that he had and really hasn't shown that he's going to be like a true number one consistent guy, I'm all for them moving on because I think goalies are extremely replaceable. They're kind of like running backs in the NHL. But the revisionist history of Marc-Andre Fleury never having bad seasons or Marc-Andre Fleury always being great is just it's insulting as someone that watched the Penguins because Fleury was so bad for so long that he had to see a sports psychologist. Here's This is all the goalies that played in the playoffs at least 16 games from 2010 to 2014. The Penguins lost to the Canadiens in the playoffs, the Flyers, the Lightning, and the Bruins in those years, right? Here's Marc-Andre Fleury. Only one goalie had a worse save percentage in that span than Fleury. 891. 891, and somehow he won 14 games because the team in front of him was just that good, and they had Sidney Crosby and Evgeny Malkin, so they were winning these games 5-4, 6-5, and they were outscoring teams with a goalie that was putting well below average numbers up. Imagine if they had any of these other guys. Look at the save percentages. Imagine if they had some of these guys. They would have won 2 cups in that time span. So yes, again, I don't know if this happened. I doubt it, honestly. I really do. But if it did, it's just like I said. Yinzers are going to Yins. It's so stupid. Marc-Andre Fleury, the revisionist history is at this point, here's some facts about Marc-Andre Fleury. He's played since 2003, and despite winning all these games, and he won 466 games, not once was he nominated for a Vezina, and not once did he finish in the top 3 in save percentage. All these seasons, and you'll hear all the excuses, well, the same, blah, blah. He played behind a team that didn't play defense. Listen, those things can be so easily disputed because the fact is it comes down to goalies have to stop pucks. You can't sit there and throw Matt Murray under the bus because honestly, the last 3 years the Penguins haven't been all that great defensively either. But he doesn't get that excuse, and neither will Fleury. Fact is, Marc-Andre Fleury is a good goalie who was, for the most part, extremely inconsistent. Look at this: 906, 898, 905. 909, 905. There was 6 seasons where he wasn't even in the top 15 in save percentage. And the playoffs were even worse. Again, a good goalie who was drastically overrated because he won a ton of games. Chris Osgood has won over 350 games and won 2 Stanley Cups. No one thinks Chris Osgood is like a top 10 goalie all the time, but if you just went off of wins and cups, he is a top 10 goalie. And that's why we need to really change how we evaluate and look at these goalies. Is Cam Ward an all-time great goalie? He has over 300 wins in the Cup. Is he better than Henrik Lundqvist because he didn't win a Cup? It's a stupid argument because it's a team game. That said, I hope the best from Matt Murray. I hope that Matt Murray, who apparently is also, I just saw this right here. Matt's had a tough time, but he is recently working with Francella, who has worked with Thomas Price and Connor Hellebuck, who's probably the best goalie in the league, or one of the best goalies in the league right now. And they are really working with, getting fine-tuning Matt Murray's game. Goalies are extremely... They go, like I said, that's why I would never invest a lot of money in them, because they go through rough patches. I hope that Matt Murray gets his glove worked out. I hope he gets his mentality back. Hey, maybe he can borrow Marc-Andre Fleury, sports psychologist. Funny, and this is before I go, the funniest thing about this is, I've talked to people, and these guys, Fleury and Murray, are like really good friends in real life, and really think the arguments are really dumb, because they're like best friends, and they all laugh at all you guys that argue about this shit. So there you go. I hope Matt Murray wins like 2 more Stanley Cups and makes all you guys eat shit. If you like the video, subscribe.